ready for the hangout. All right. I'm going to jump into the verse here. Feel free to raise your old hand up. Come on.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
I'm just logging into the verse right now.
Same.
I was decorating my spacious parcel last night in anticipation of this.
All right, before you guys channel, we're gonna turn on the spillover here in just a moment. So that should be fun. If anyone has any channeling left over to do, I tried it out this morning. It was pretty fun.
Oh yes, so do we have the hot zone turned on, or I guess there were some adjustments possibly being tested out today?
Yeah, we're gonna turn it on for the next 2 hours here while we're in the hangout.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, let's get
So
that
it's gonna
spillover going.
basically is gonna happen is it's gonna spill over in a radius of 60 gotchis around you. Not all of it, but the spillover part.
Nice. In addition to, are we also going to be having like regular Alchemica drop?
Yep.
Nice.
Just trying to jump in here. Sometimes loads kind of slow for me.
Yeah, I had to try a couple
Maybe it's
times
my
to get
internet.
in there.
Yeah, I wonder if let me consult with the devs here.
I like the new font that you guys have going on there with the Gotchi names. I don't know if anybody else noticed that.
Yeah.
I literally was playing when it happened and I was like, oh crap, did I just get flagged?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it is a lot more visible though. That's what I'm happy to see.
Yeah, we pushed a couple of different changes this week. Those are the two of the bigger ones, but so the names will now appear pink if you own a gotchi, not renting. And also one really nice quality of life feature when your gotchi is AFK, like if you're in another tab or you're crafting, it actually turns a little transparent.
Oh, okay, that's what I noticed. All right, that I was wondering why my Gotchi was going a little bit transparent the other night. But I guess I had some other tabs
Yeah.
open.
So that's basically the because in the future, if we're gonna have a new feature coming soon, which is the chat bubbles. And it just seems like if someone's in another tab or if they're crafting, you don't really know right now. So we added in this feature to make it very obvious if a gotchi is not around. It's there, but it's doing something else.
Yeah, it's good to know when you have those random Gotchis just standing around if they're actually players or
Yeah, exactly. You're like, are they
AFK.
bots or are they AFK?
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Those are some
Right, I
cool
believe
quality of
looks
life.
like just got message from the devs here. We do have channeling spillovers enabled. So if anyone wants to give it a whirl, go ahead up to your altar and you should be able to channel and it'll spill around you.
Someone must be channeling in my area because I did pick up just a bunch of Alchemica right now.
I'm on the lookout. Let's see if anyone's channeling. And normal Alchemica is also dropping as we can see from the spillover message. I haven't seen any yet. I'm waiting. Hopefully it'll show up soon for me.
Picked up a few pieces already.
Nice.
Unless somebody's channeling near me.
I like the idea of having spillover closer to the parcel, but you know, like I guess 60 gotchis is still like a decent radius. You have to be pretty fast maybe to pick up some of that Alchemica, but at least you know you might have an idea that it's your Alchemica because it's a lot closer to your parcel. I wonder though, with this spillover being turned on, right, with this more localized Alchemica falling, are we gonna have people like camping out near your parcel because they know you're gonna be channeling around that time? You know, are you gonna have like 5 gotchis just standing around by your parcel because they know you're about to channel? It makes things interesting for sure.
Oh, they're gonna have to travel a bit to get there.
Oh, there.
Hey guys,
Good morning.
Hey.
How are you?
GM,
Hello.
GM.
Man, there is like a load of Alchemica that just dropped near me here. Someone must have channeled because it's like a pretty decent grouping of Alchemica.
I'm entering the Gotchiverse now. Got to get some of this.
Oh yeah, you definitely want to get in here. It's you know, it's raining
Oh wow, I just
Alchemica.
found a big group.
We're not used to that, right? We're not used to seeing that much Alchemica.
I'm in let's see, what district am I in District 1, and like the bottom right corner. I'm I think there's a bot that I'm fighting against here, but it's got a pink name.
I mean, I just saw a Gotchi running around and it was transparent. It was kind of weird.
That's, yeah, isn't transparency just to show away from keyboard and like a Gotchi at rest? How could it was running around?
It was running around, but it was transparent.
Bot.
Have you guys been decorating
Maybe
your
I haven't seen
parcels?
that. Actually, yeah, look, yeah, this guy I'm looking at, he is transparent. That's very interesting. I wonder if that means he is a bot. He's got a pink name though.
This 60
Um,
Gotchi radius is basically the hot zone from the original published plan, right? So it's that radius, just not too big, not too small. We were kind of nicknaming it the hot zone.
I'm liking the hot zone. It's you know, the Alchemica spreads out far enough that, you know, some other people might be able to grab some, but you could go run around and grab a decent amount of your own Alchemica too.
Yep, I like
I'm gonna
that.
try and where you guys want to meet up? I want to see if everyone. Let's get a group picture here with our pink names.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna make my way over to the west side.
West side of District 1.
Yeah, maybe there's like a vortex in the west. I'm gonna go over there.
Okay, I'm pretty close to that.
It'll take me a little time though. Yeah. We need that speed key. We can move faster. Wow, I see. This is a cool parcel. It's got like a bunch of globes.
Is that the Gotchi Mafia parcel though?
Let's see. Anyone knows whose this belongs to? It's got like 30 globes. Pretty cool.
It was well traveled.
Do we have the 3-word address?
We haven't added that in. That's definitely coming soon. Need to get that address so we know whose parcel it is.
Holy cow, that is a lot of globes.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
They're saying that's Harambe's parcel.
Oh. Hey, by the way, I found a little quality of life hack. I was playing around yesterday. I don't know if you guys might already know this, but if you right click and then just like click into the game, it'll move your mouse for you automatically. Like you don't have to hold down the mouse or the keyboard. So if you're going a long distance, you can just like put the mouse cursor wherever you want, and your Gotchi will walk that way.
It's
like
good if you're just
autopilot.
cruising.
If you're just cruising, they're trying to get somewhere. Yeah, you just put it on autopilot, put on some music, and watch the scenery.
Yeah, speaking of music, we got I don't are they a guild or a DAO? We got a new Gotchiverse partner. They're doing a giveaway right now. Music Parkour, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys I guess they're partners, so I guess you guys do know kind of what they're doing, but it looks interesting. I think it's like some sort of like music to earn, or I got to do more research into it, but you guys have any background on music parkour?
Jesse, have you had a call with them? I know Moon did.
It's mostly led by Moon. I only know what he's kind of told me the last couple days, so I need to check it out more too. Because our conversation is more about the unfun side, just like are they like Moon, is it a good team? Do they have good intentions? What are they working on? But how to actually play and enjoy the game, I'm not so sure. It looks cool though. Like I was on their site and I was like, okay, this is kind of interactive and kind of reminded me at first thought of like what's that, like Saber Quest or some of these like music timing games. But I'm honestly not sure. It's on my weekend to playlist.
Oh, okay. I think Al here is saying it's like VR based rhythm matching for play to earn. So, yeah, smashing blocks, using rings, and you get penalized for bad movements in the game. Oh, so maybe like it's like an agility style thing where, I'd like to do an Aavegotchi agility course. That'd be cool.
I like the idea of obstacle courses in general. You know, like Aavegotchis and the Gotchiverse should have good obstacle courses too. There's like so much room there for a little PvP, a little competition, all in time.
Well, I mean, with walls, right? We could build a maze, right? Because walls have collisions, and you can build walls anywhere on your parcel, right? They don't have to be on the perimeter. So I guess you could really, in reality, build like a gotchi maze of some sort, um, or some sort of like obstacle course, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. You could probably do it now with the decorations, because they technically do also have collision, but they're not like 100%. You can kind of slip through. But I think it would probably take you longer to slip through it than to actually do the obstacle course. So it could actually work right now, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I also
All right,
think,
almost made it to the vortex. Almost
oh yeah,
there.
you're at the vortex. I should make my way over.
Yay! All right.
What are your coordinates there
Uh,
for people who want to head over?
so here we go. This one's like right at the edge of. See a couple people hanging here. Hey, there's China. China looks like you're transparent though. That's strange. There's Addison. You guys all look transparent to me. Maybe that's a bug.
They want a screenshot of where you are, Dan. Screen grab, screen grab.
You buddy.
F3 will give you access to your coordinates, just so you know.
All right, while we're chilling here, we got a little thing to share. Not quite live yet, but it's getting very close. Everyone go check this tweet out.
Oh yeah.
Here it comes.
My Wi-Fi is crap today. It's gonna take a second
Yeah.
to load these images.
You're a little robot-y today too. But yeah, check
Yeah.
this out.
Real quick little preview.
I'm so excited about this. Very, very bullish. It's loading slow though. I don't know if people. Oh, I see. Yeah, click the tweet.
Oh yeah.
Do we have the? Yeah, let's see here. Is there a way we can put the GIF into the Discord chat without the tweet?
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. You can just play the play button.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I love how the bubbles stack. That was a huge improvement over what we were doing before. Because it's like got to mimic a real conversation, right? You can't just have one bubble over and over. It just doesn't vibe that well. But here you kind of get that chronological sense of like, okay, you can get a back and forth going.
Yeah, like a proper dialogue, right? That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like reflects real life where you're kind of locally chatting with whoever's kind of within view of your screen, really.
That's gonna be a game changer when you're hanging out with people in the Gotchiverse, like especially for like big gatherings and stuff.
Yeah, way superior to the chat boxes. Those may have their use case, but I don't think they're really there yet. Like some coordination, different districts maybe will have use cases for that. But yeah, talk bubbles are going to be so much better for communicating as you're on the fly in real time. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a big deal when it goes live, and we'll get user feedback and maybe tweak it. But I think this is the right track.
It adds that social element to the Gotchiverse, which we're still building up that social element, being able to hang out with people, chat with people now with the chat bubbles, and like you said, coordination is going to be a big deal, like in the Gotchiverse moving forward. So it's cool. I'm looking forward to meeting my neighbors now because I see my neighbors out channeling around the same time as me. And I never really get to interact with them, so it's kind of cool. I can talk to them. Figure out who
example.
Yeah, figure out who these guys are, right? And I'm like, are you Goops? Like, are you Choina? Who are you? Like, let me know.
Yeah, you may have awesome neighbors that don't even go to the Discord, and you find, oh my gosh, there's different gotchis here. So I love how the example, Dan, the example we've used even has these kind of naughty word remover feature.
So the NSFW speech bubbles will be kind of blurred out, or
it'll be a setting you can toggle, just like we have on the main UI. Hey, does anyone want to lead? Like, we got this little group here. Anyone want to lead to any nice parcels they've seen recently? Do a walkabout.
I saw Bearded's parcel.
We'll be able to signal that in the game. But anyone want to go and go for a walk?
I saw Bearded's parcel last night when we were doing our show. It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty cool. He has the mythical rug. He has a level 9 golden altar. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember where it was. But maybe if somebody knows where that is, we could head over there. I think it is in District 1, so. Okay. All right. I hope I'm saying it right. E-Tree might be able to help us out. Oh yeah, Brills, you're saying Ocams has a nice parcel as well. Oh,
I'm
look
gonna
at
try and
that.
go find my parcel because I know it's near here somewhere, but I forget exactly where. See, I'll be back in 15 minutes there to the group.
Yeah,
I'm almost there.
that Portal Mage's parcel is just it's fire, man. It's dope.
Where is that? That's like near here, right? I think I'm heading. It's on like the outside of. Yeah. Okay. Getting close. I think.
Yeah, I think it's near here.
This is cool. It's pretty nice. These are neat.
Dude, portal mages aren't messing around. I like that style where you make a silhouette by omitting part of the background with using the grass. But that portal mages one, holy cow, it's huge.
Oh wow,
The
man.
Los Mustachos also did something like that to make the mustache, but this is yeah, the axes, the helmet, pretty serious.
And right now has to be very well thought out, right? Because like for me, I designed my parcel and I'm like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have put those tiles there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just passed one that says "Wag me" in grass. Every other letter is a different color. It got the purple and the cyan. Nice.
All this like these tiny little Alchemica chunks everywhere. I can't get anywhere because I'm like, must pick up this chunk. I just get distracted walking. It's funny. It's like I'm leaving pennies on the ground every time I go anywhere.
You got to pick up the big blocks. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought you were talking about a feature to like purposefully drop some Alchemica on the map. That'd be pretty
Is that an actual
pretty
feature?
sweet.
I mean that'll be coming. Yeah, that's in the list.
Because
But
then you
it's
can
gonna
have
take
your
a
own little
little.
drop party, right? You can in the chat bubble, you can
Mhm.
just start, typing drop party, and people will crowd around you. This has happened in other games, and then
Yeah,
you can just start dropping Alchemica everywhere. It's just fun. People go crazy for it. So
Yeah, it should be a two-way road, right? It makes sense when that's part of like planning an event. You want to be able to have the ability to gift things, whether it's Alchemica or whatever. That'd be really powerful. Get some talk bubbles, start gifting some Alchemica. That's the way. Yeah, but then we got these hot zones. Everybody's loving it. Akam Schick also echoing that.
it still has that. I think with the hot zone, I'm more compelled to wander a little bit out further from my parcel because I know, like with the spillover previously, all of it was spread out so far apart. I was like, well, I'm not going to go looking for it because it's going to be who knows how far it went, right? I'm better off trying to collect
yeah,
everybody's spillover. But now I feel like, well, you can maybe go out a little bit further from your parcel and see if you can find some of your own spillover and get that little extra.
Yeah, good point. If you're kind of busy and doing channeling, there's a good chance you're gonna want to wander around your area a little bit more at that time. Yeah, Thraxley's is negative space. Talking about, I think that must be in reference to the portal mage design. Very, very nice.
I'm looking forward to that V2 launch coming pretty soon now, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing this week. Getting everything that was announced at New York out onto the Twitter sphere and the internet. So I'm sure you guys saw the videos for V2 and the integrations with Wort and GBM. So yeah, the work continues on that. There's so many like one thing that might maybe delay it by I'm saying like an extra week is we're having some conversations with some of the people we met at New York that are really good potential integrations to add to something like V2. So we thought we were done. We get to New York to show off what it's going to be and all these awesome new features. And then we meet like, a half dozen candidates for other features that might like make V2 even more powerful. And I was like, okay, we gotta pick and choose here, but let's get the biggest ones, the best ones. So we're in that phase right now with a couple of them, but I think there's more to come.
Oh, that's awesome. Do we have some examples of some partners that you thought were really interesting? Maybe not even for V2, but you just thought, well, maybe this would be really great to, put into our DApp.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know how like Wort.io, what they do is they help us do fiat on-ramps, right? So you can bring the money from the paper world, the fiat world, that dirty fiat could come into Aavegotchi directly, either through buying Ghost or interacting directly with smart contracts. So that's Wort. And then there's also this other world where there's a lot of value sitting, which is other blockchains, right? We're on Polygon. There's a ton of other value out there that maybe some of those people would be interested in interacting with Aavegotchis, but they're not interested in bridging and moving all that stuff over to Polygon yet. So there's a project called Router Protocol. You may be familiar with them. They kind of started on Polygon. We were talking to them over a year ago, and at the time it didn't just quite line up and make sense. But now we've kind of restarted that conversation this week, and yeah, check them out. Like it definitely could be quite powerful if there was a compelling case for people, say on Avalanche, to check out Aavegotchi. What it basically does is it's like a bridge, but it just lets you do like a swap to basically benefit from your Avalanche funds. You could buy a Aavegotchi NFT or Ghost or something. So it's like a multi-chain, cross-chain solution. So no matter what chain you're on, as long as it's EVM, you could probably interact, buy, own, use your Aavegotchis. So it could expand the potential user base by a lot. Yeah, the more we got to know it, the more we realized it's like a win-win, because there's really not much required on our side to set it up and make it possible. Most of it's just, going through their protocol. They basically have like USDC in every pool, or a pool of USDC on every chain. And they kind of self-execute on your behalf and settle everything for you. So pretty cool tech.
It's kind of like Umbria, except Umbria, they mainly handle the bridging between ETH and other chains. This is more like a universal kind of cross-chain, any chain to any chain connection, and that's going to be really interesting, like you said, for expanding user base, and also just in general. I think everything going cross-chain is going to make things a lot smoother for onboarding.
Yeah, that's certainly the hope. There's no like one silver bullet, right? But this is another piece that just makes it so much easier for a certain type of user who maybe is interested to be able to get in with less friction. So it could be pretty good. So we're working on that, and we'll see from there. But that's a good example of one that's like pretty high at the top of my list. And there may be some like incentives to go with it. We're in early discussions about that would look like. So if you guys have any ideas, there's got to be a way, because my concern right now is, yeah, that's great, like all these users on other chains, but if they're spending all their time working on projects on other chains, they're probably not that aware of Aavegotchi yet. So how do we reach out to them and encourage them to try out this cross-chain protocol and to try out Aavegotchi? So that's the other half of it, is the, making sure we get our signal to the right people.
You can definitely tell the barriers to entry for, getting on a Polygon are definitely going down. Oh, I found Bearded's parcel. Um, I was gonna say the barriers to entry are going down, so that's gonna be great for us. Especially, I don't know if you've seen this news recently with Meta, with Facebook's Meta. They're experimenting with NFTs on Polygon. So I think if that
Hmm.
happens, I mean, it's just Meta, but I think it'll be good for our ecosystem as well. While people are on Polygon, you might as well check out Aavegotchi. Might as well look around a little bit and see what else is around. And with Facebook having like almost 3 billion users, I think that's gonna be really good for Polygon and us.
Very good point. Yeah, we're definitely looking at that too. I think Meta, and then it gets confusing. It's like Meta, but also Facebook, right? So are they the same thing? I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I think they're
Facebook
the same
also had
thing.
that announcement. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Grandma's social network will also have Aavegotchi NFTs soon.
Have you guys, the ones that have used Lens, are the Aavegotchis showing up there yet with like for your profile picture? Because I was looking at it the other day and I didn't see them. I think it's the OpenSea API that they're using. Has anyone like been able to set their Aavegotchi as their profile pic like from the drop down?
I have not experimented with that, but I did find a feature the other day where all your tweets can be routed through Lens. So anything you tweet through Lens will get put onto Twitter. So you can tweet um, through your Lens profile, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
You don't have to interact with Twitter directly anymore. You can just do everything through Lens, which would be an awesome uh, way to get over to decentralized social. Right now, it's a little challenging not to use Twitter, but I think as the Lens user base grows, I think more people will be using those sorts of features. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for all these things you guys are introducing now is giving me reasons to, like up until now, I'd come into the Gotchiverse, do my channeling, and I wouldn't hang around for a whole lot of time after that. I would kind of just leave, like log out, do my other parcels, and then be done with it. But now it's like with this social feature, I might want to go around and start talking to gotchis and just seeing what they're doing, what they're up to, where they're at. Be a little bit more social
It's
than.
little by bit, it's gonna be getting more social for sure.
Are there some other ideas you guys have in mind for giving people reasons to when they're not channeling to be in the Gotchiverse? Like, do you guys have any examples of anything? Maybe not right away that's come because I know there's a lot we're working on right now. But are there some things on the back burner that might give some people reasons to hang around after they're done their channeling? Aside from chatting it up with gotchis, but like maybe some sort of event or activity or game or something.
Yeah, so yeah, GldnXross had a really good idea. I think we talked about a little bit before, but basically having an installation that you can craft that will allow people to basically spawn directly on your parcel for like a limited period of time. Could be basically you would charge it up with Alchemica or glitter, and it would give you like a duration of time, and then your parcel would appear on the front page with like a like a tag next to it telling people what's going on. So like if you're having once we have more NFT display kind of stuff, you could theoretically say, all right, hey everyone, I'm having like a NFT hangout on my parcel. Just jump into my portal and you'll spawn right on my parcel. I think that'll be that because right now I mean it's definitely you gotta hoof it over there. It's definitely not ideal for like having gatherings. But this would be like a little personal portal that you could give access to other people you could turn it on and off, and it would have like a limited duration, and it would require Alchemica to keep going. So if you have like a cool event, you could get your personal portal open, or you could leave it on. You could maybe put a lot of Alchemica into it, and it would just stay on 24/7, and people could come and see like, oh, this is a cool parcel. I'm gonna go check it out. It's on the front page of the like the spawn site, so it could be pretty neat. But
That
I mean,
actually could be
definitely,
really cool.
yeah. Like once you have,
Yeah, like
if you like have a cool parcel you want to show off, be very, very interesting.
yeah, like I was thinking it could be cool for like the content we're doing with GMI. Like when we want to do meetups,
Yep.
it's easy to say, "Hey, come meet up," and then with the chat feature, instead of using like the Twitch chat or the Discord chat, we're chatting right there in the game while the show is being recorded or whatever.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, I wish that I know you guys are doing the guild summit soon, and then you're hosting it in the Gotchiverse, if I recall, like District 12, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I don't think we'll have that feature in by that time, but it would be super cool if we did, where you could just spawn directly onto the District 12 parcel where you guys are having the event.
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool. Actually, today we are doing the pre-summit where we just kind of do an announcement. We're going to do that as soon as spillover ends. We're going to encourage everybody to meet us at the GMI parcel at 4 p.m. UTC, and we're just going to make a small announcement about the Guild Summit coming up. We've got some details to reveal.
We'll get some cool footage too. See if we can get a group of Gotchis to run around in the Gotchiverse with us.
Oh, backside, I took your keck, bro.
Yeah, that events feature is going to be really, really interesting for throwing events and, also advertising your parcel and just getting people to come hang out
Yeah.
on your parcel. It kind of ties in really well with something you had mentioned a while ago, which was a leaderboard for, how many hours or how much time, block time is being spent on your parcel by other gotchis. I think
Yes,
that'd be
like
really
foot
interesting.
traffic. Yeah. And Gotchiverse analytics. Like showing how much foot traffic your parcel is getting.
And I could see that adding value to your parcel. I mean, if you have a really done out parcel and it's in a really good area and you can show the on-chain metric that there's been a lot of people that stop on this parcel, I feel like that parcel should be priced a little higher because, there's some value there. If you build an experience, if you, once the SDK comes out, these are going to be great opportunities to have people on there, have it on the front page. So I guess if this is going to be an installation, what are the levels going to be correlated to? Like how long, like how much time you have available per Alchemica, or like, have you guys thought about maybe how the levels would play into that? Why you'd want to like upgrade?
Yeah, we haven't had a deep discussion on it yet.
Okay.
We've just been we're aiming to get this harvester release out still mid-July, so we're kind of full going on that. Also, we've been doing some just kind of back end stuff. Right now, the dev process for Phaser is kind of slow. Like every time we make a change, we have it takes a while to get back in the game and see it. So we've just been working on that and kind of speeding up our development process so that we can ship things faster. But we are quite on track, it seems like, for mid-July for the harvesters as we're hoping. So once that's done, that's going to be a big milestone. It's going to free up a lot of Solidity dev time, free up a lot of the front end, back end dev time to start iterating on like smaller features.
Is that the
Like
sorry? I
smaller
missed that
but
last bit.
very important features.
Yeah, I missed that last bit you were saying. Is that the realm contracts that are done now? that you were saying?
Yeah, like the farming, yeah, the harvesters and reservoir, all that is on chain. So it takes a lot of solidity to get that done.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to have that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people looking forward to their VRF rolls.
Mhm.
And so with the VRF, when you roll it, you know, you open your parcel. Um, can you give us an idea of like how much the variance is going to be? Like, I know you can't give an exact amount, but for example, would it be possible for a humble parcel to have almost as much Alchemica as a reasonable parcel if you get like a really, really good roll?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing more testing on it. We have the algorithm done. And Maury was the one that spearheaded the distribution for that. I don't know if he's in the chat. If he is, he can feel free to chime in. But we basically originally it was like quite unforgiving and quite a big deviation between the two. Now I believe it's much gentler, but there is still a pretty good chance that you'll get a very good roll compared to a much lower chance that you'll get a terrible roll.
I mean, it'd be disheartening, you know, if you had a spacious parcel and you rolled and then you only got as much Alchemica as like a little bit more than a reasonable or a couple reasonable.
Well, yeah, I mean that'll definitely happen, but it won't happen that much.
So there might be some unlucky rolls. That would be, you know, it would be interesting to say the least. But I think the average amounts are gonna follow what the recipes, or not the recipe, but the kind of like the stated numbers in the Gotchiverse Bible.
Yeah, we're going to be updating the Bible with the latest numbers. We went through this week and identified all the areas that need to be updated. We'll be getting that updated next week. Definitely a little bit out of date.
Are those current numbers reflecting those agate proposals that had gone through like a long time ago with you know, adjusting the like boosting the boosts, and there was like four other metrics that we voted on? Have those been reflected in these numbers in the Gotchiverse Bible?
So I think that early patch that we did, I believe those are in the Bible, but the later ones have not been added to the Bible yet. Yeah, but like the total number of Alchemica, that is correct in the Bible, as far as I remember.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, we identified a couple areas that need to be fixed, that are a little bit out of date, so we will be doing that next week.
Um, and then I guess my other question was with the next iteration of the Gotchiverse Bible, the next chapter, what are the what are the subjects or the topics? You know, each one has its own little kind of topic that it covers.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work on the SDK right now, so that will probably be one of the upcoming topics. And liquidators, we need to have some. Well, so liquidators will probably still come a little bit later because the other big topic will be exact bonuses and benefits and abilities of each weapon, and also like the Gotchi stats with actual point numbers that we've been doing a lot of work on. So those will be the two main things that we need to fill in first before we can get to too much about the liquidators.
SDK is exciting though. I know you'd put out
Yeah,
there a channel. Was it a channel or a? There was a place where people could put in their suggestions for what they'd like to
yeah,
see on the
it's a
SDK.
thread, SDK wishlist little thread here.
Oh, cool. Maybe we can have a look at this wish list here and see what people have been throwing in there. Oh yeah, so from ARG, just so people know what we're talking about here, SDK, a developer SDK will be created to allow other developers to reskin their smart contract front ends to work as NPCs within the Gotchiverse. I guess that's one use case of it, but the SDK is a software developer kit, right? Basically, is what it is, and it allows you to iterate on the Gotchiverse.
Yeah, so I can give like a kind of high level overview real quick about what we're the way we're kind of thinking about the SDK and structuring it.
That
So
would
what
be
I
great.
really want, what I grew up playing and what I would love to see is basically giving the ability to add scripting to your parcel and having all sorts of tools that you could do and like trigger events, actions, and things like that on your parcel. So very basic example, when someone walks onto your parcel, it would be cool if there was like a personalized message you could show them, or like it could trigger something to happen on your parcel. You could maybe drop, well, you probably wouldn't want to drop an Alchemica, but you could make your campfire glow a little bit brighter. Just like a subtle way of welcoming them onto the parcel. And that would be a very simple example. Little more complicated examples would be you could have like a trigger where a soccer ball would appear on the ground, and then it could be pushed around by the gotchis, and or you could have a ball that could be picked up and held, and you can like move it into a certain area and drop it. So those would be all possible with scripting events that would be happening locally on the parcel. There'd be all sorts of different triggers, all sorts of different actions that you could do on your parcel, different ways to customize it basically, and all that would be you would be able to do it with code, or there'd probably be a GUI for it, but that would probably come later. But at the very minimum, there would be like an SDK where you could code that in.
And with the SDK, is that going to be based off TypeScript and using Phaser?
Yeah, so the SDK would most likely be in like Node.js TypeScript.
That's very cool. That could really create these unique experiences, even with these decorations, like you said, that we already all have. They all look very similar for their based on their rarity. But you could do these little modifications, which would be kind of fun.
So yeah, so the other one, so that's one prong. The other kind of major prong would be like smart objects, which would be essentially like an installation that you could put on your parcel, and it would be there would be some code in it that you could do with like React or JavaScript, and that would be more what we were originally talking about, with which was like linking it up to some sort of trigger or event on the blockchain. So you could like read your health score, or you could go and look at your liquidity on QuickSwap and kind of show a meter for it, or some like visuals based on some sort of blockchain state. And it wouldn't have to only be a blockchain state. It could be basically any API, but essentially having some way of having like a custom object for displaying information on your parcel. And then the other side would be actually being able to make a transaction or do something with that smart object.
That makes me
So
wonder, like my little Alchemica wishing well that I want to do, where you can throw some Alchemica in there, and maybe every a certain amount of times there might be a randomized like release of some glitter or something. Would be kind of cool for someone donating. Maybe most of the time it doesn't give you anything, but then every now and then you get a little bit of
that's
glitter
fine.
back or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, so for that you would probably want to create your own visuals. Like you would have, this would basically be like a kind of a template you'd have to create the 3D object for it and give it all the different states, and then it would be an installation that you would buy and put it on your parcel, and then you could give it all. You could basically inject code into it and tell it what to do based on different states.
That's going
So
to be
there's
really
a lot
interesting.
of we got to think very carefully about it, and we want to make sure that we design it in a way that's going to be very extendable, and it's not going to clog up the servers as well with like too much stuff. So we are looking at there's a really good model. Decentraland actually had a very interesting SDK, tons of options in there and flexibility. So we are looking at theirs as well, kind of for inspiration. But we don't want to totally reinvent the wheel, but we also want to go beyond a little bit what they've done.
Sorry, that last bit you were saying, you were looking at Decentraland, was it, as an example, or?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a very thorough and very well documented SDK.
That's definitely worth checking out for some ideas, and also that thread that you posted. I was just kind of reading through it, and there's some great ideas in there as well. And I'm glad we have a nice developer community building around Aavegotchi. It's gonna be convenient, when this SDK comes out and we have our friends building some cool stuff on their parcels. Even as an example, like you said, with potentially creating an object like a soccer ball, and then being able to use that in the Gotchiverse would be really cool.
Yep, I mean we are really still at the beginning of this journey as a community and as a game. We're laying the railroad tracks right now.
We were talking about this last night on D420. It was like we're the very early stages of this, and we're already seeing, the Gotchiverse has been open for about 2 months now. And if you look at the initial images of the Gotchiverse, they look probably significantly different than now, with all the parcels decorated with tiles and decorations and stuff.
Yeah, totally. And so that's a good point.
There's
There
going to
were
be
no
like this.
altars, there were no tiles, no grass.
Yeah, there was like this. There's this consistent like iteration, not just from you guys, but among us, like putting stuff on our parcels. It makes me wonder, like, what the Gotchiverse is going to look like, like even a year from now, like a year or two from now. It's going to look a lot different than it does right now.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, it was just I hopped up because I was thinking about what we were talking about yesterday, and as I walk around the Gotchiverse like I'm doing now, and it's causing this great FOMO because I've acquired decorations, I've acquired installations, but I haven't really put anything down. But after seeing Bearded's like estate with the level 9, and he had the little like lava lamps and the mythical rug, it's like, damn, now I really have to start planning out like where's going to be that spot in the Gotchiverse that I like deck out. And I'm starting to lean towards D27 because I think you guys are going to be doing something cool there. So I'm like, maybe I should focus all my building in District 27 because it's going to probably be one of the coolest experiences in the Gotchiverse.
D27. I like it. Uh-oh, Chubb says come to D9. All the shout-outs. Don't sleep on D30.
I'm set up in my spacious parcel that I've been working on right now is in District 42 right now. It's on the road. So that's where I hang out. It's a little far from the Citadel, but it's kind of like that outpost that it's going to be worth traveling to because there's going to be things you can do there. So that's right, Thrax. District 42.0.
Still a lot of empty parcels out there for sure. Even along the road. I can't can't imagine like a year from now, all those roadside parcels are probably going to have all sorts of stuff on them.
You guys put out a recent thread of all the cool parcels. It was interesting to see all those. I think GMI made it on there too.
Yeah, let me drop that. That was a great thread.
We're gonna need to have a parcel popularity contest here at some point, especially with some of those metrics you were saying. With being able to well, not metrics, but installations potentially letting you teleport to a parcel specifically for an event, having that parcel hosted on a front page. It's gonna parcels are gonna start getting differentiated, and if you don't have anything, it's kind of like a gotchi that you're not petting. If you're not petting a gotchi, you're not taking care of it, you're not voting on anything. It's not reflecting its true value over time, and I think you could say the same for a parcel that's hasn't been opened or decorated. As time goes on, it's like that parcel's it's gonna look less and less appealing to people who want to be in the market for a really cool parcel. I think there's gonna be some huge price. Like right now, you can get lucky in the bazaar. I know some people have got like they'll buy a gold. They'll buy a. This was before E3's tool. They would buy just a parcel, not knowing what installations are on it, and you might get a golden altar.
Yeah.
You might get some extra goodies with it. But yeah, that's gonna make a big difference for the value of certain parcels as people realize. A decorated parcel is going to be worth a lot more than, nothing on it, especially if you got some rare items on it.
That kind of just gave me an idea with the like the invitation portals you were talking about. Like if those used glitter to craft them or to keep them open, then it would work for guilds for their, trying to win the crest of that week. Like throwing other types of events would count towards your glitter spending.
Yeah, if we used, you're talking about the leaderboard model.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good example.
For the actual installation itself, I think it'd be really cool to see it represented as an actual portal, as we know with opening portals, that animation, something similar to that, I think would be really cool, just like visually speaking.
Oh yeah, with the little sound every time somebody comes through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess it would have to be maybe a slightly different color or something, because those portals that we know are, they're from they're bringing in gotchis from the ether realm. So you'd have to have some sort of portal for just the Gotchiverse.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you're always coming through the Great Portal. So it would make sense that the Great Portal could route you back over to a smaller little portal.
We have 1,000 players in the Gotchiverse right now. Yeah, the Great Portal area. That'll be interesting. That Great Portal area, I'm sure, is going to have some stuff around it too. Just visually speaking, I'm sure it's going to look pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of
yeah.
Neon Kong, like he's put a lot of time into the Great Portal area. It's kind of the centerpiece of the Citadel, so it has to have that attention. Yeah, Guardian parcels. Those are gonna be so sick.
I know you'd said something about the Guardian parcels like a long time ago. these guardian parcels are going to be important for the great battles, right? Is that the idea behind them?
Yeah,
the
it's going to be
guardian
like
parcels are like towers.
basically like advantageous areas in the Gotchiverse for that great battle. And, you know, everything's concentrated on that great portal. So those will be key grounds to hold. And certain people have the responsibility, you know, maybe on behalf of their guild or whatever, to have access to those and do battle. It's going to be pretty wild. I love the idea.
Kind of reminds me of like the trees and in Dota, the spirit towers, and basically like the strongest towers in the Dota base. Kind of what the guardian parcels and their towers will be.
Well, I'm sure GMI can
We haven't
hold
even
down.
gotten to the tower defense part of this game yet, guys. We're still still so much stuff to build.
Tower defense. I mean, I remember an early image you'd put out for the Gotchiverse during the light paper actually showed almost like this castle-like structure. It looked like the walls of the Citadel, but there was like gotchis walking on the walls. Um, was that just like an anime? Was that just like a like an image? Is that something that's gonna be possible to do? Like, will there be gotchis walking around during this great battle on the walls, like defending the actual walls of the Citadel?
Yeah, it's definitely always been in the design to have these like kind of little mini teleporters that you can get up onto the walls with. We don't have them yet, but I know they've been working on those off and on. That is part of the design. It's kind of like a little mini teleporter that you walk into and it kind of shoots you up onto the wall. You
Oh,
can have
there it is.
romantic walks around the Citadel.
Yeah, there it is. Moon has it up there.
Yep.
Oh, that's super cool.
I agree with Thrax. I know GMI will hold down one of those guardian towers if you need us to. We'll be on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Musashi, music recording. I think that's going to be a big deal in the Gotchiverse. It's going to add to this social element of being able to listen to other people's music made for the Gotchiverse by the Gotchigang. We got a
Yeah, that'll be a part of the SDK for sure. You could walk on a parcel and it could just like start playing a song for the person who walked on it. Be pretty neat.
Oh, I think about No Future when you say that, because that's like, you could walk on one of his parcels and listen to some of his tracks or something. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, just gotta
Yep.
make them safe for work so that they work in the Gotchiverse. Also, Musashi, this beat is fire that you just posted. I like the way it sounds.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, we
Bonus
have like
posting
some
Young Gravy. Nice.
we have some low
I do love
key
Young Gravy.
we have some low key Aavegotchi music artists here. We got Internet Phase, Musashi's doing something. We got Zombie Shepherd. Got there's like a Gotchi like music studio. They'd like made an announcement a while ago, and they're kind of low key. I think it's called Gotchi Records. I think. So there's like already
Yeah.
this like music infrastructure starting to develop in the Gotchiverse, and it's really cool to see that.
Yep.
Makes
That's really cool.
that just makes me want the radio tower installation even more. This idea that you just can level up a radio tower and own a channel on the AM/FM or whatever. Like 89.9 GMI.
I love that.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
bet we've got enough to fill a station. I got a whole album I'm sitting on that I just haven't dropped yet. Aavegotchi album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I also have from Aavegotchi made tracks that I've like written lyrics to. There's like at least 5 or 6 songs that I have. So I was like, holy crap, I have like a little mini Aavegotchi EP talking about like murdering potentially some of my gotchis. So
Yeah, Musashi, check out Gotchi Records on Twitter. We should reach out to those guys and figure out what their vision is for this, because I think it's going to be really cool.
Coder Dan sells beats, beatbox beats. But I hear they're expensive. Lots of ghost.
Good.
I'd love to have a Coder Dan beatbox NFT on my parcel.
Holy shit.
I'll have to lace them down. Have you guys seen any gotchis with white names walking around? I don't think I've seen a single one. I'm wondering if it's just a bug at this point. There's got to be some rented gotchis, right?
yeah, I was able to rent out a gotchi this morning. So there should definitely be rented gotchis.
Yeah, I think it's quite working.
Oh, time time has a point. He wants to see some of the original music from the Coder Dan Jesse band from back in the day.
Oh.
I don't think a lot of people know that about you guys.
Yeah, that's funny. Maybe we could like mint them as NFTs someday in the future, Dan. But we don't have time now.
Yeah. We had some pretty good concerts. I don't know if we got any video of them, but they were pretty epic.
Yeah, there were a couple really good ones. There was this party on like a beach party type scenario. I remember that one in particular. We got Dan was on drums and was very much in the zone. We played like everything double tempo that night.
Was that the last one? That's where I met my wife at like our last show. That was pretty epic.
That's about as epic as it gets.
Was it that one or was it a couple?
I think it was the year before. Yeah, it was
Right.
like that annual beach party. It was the year before was really good. But yeah,
Like,
that one
all
was
right.
good for different reasons.
Mission accomplished. Disband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. Peace out.
So funny.
That's really cool. What sort of music were you guys making back then? Was it like rock?
It was original stuff.
Okay.
It was original. It was like a 5-piece setup. So a couple guitars, bass, drums, some harmonica. So a lot of blues harp. So it's like a rock blues with a little bit of like hip hop, dancey stuff to it. Dan has really good dancey beats, like little. So it was a really eclectic mix. It was like a pretty interesting sound.
Yeah, they had. I was in the band with one group. I think I joined the band and they gave them a cool name and then ended up leaving the band. They continued, but then Jesse had his band and he was working on with a couple other guys, and their drummer left, so I ended up joining them. And I feel like I kind of just my drumming is totally different from the original guy, so a lot of the drum stuff was like totally changed, but I think it worked pretty well.
Oh yeah,
It
it
became
was a
like
much.
a little bit more rock, a little bit more aggressive than it was before.
Yeah, for sure. It was a heavier sound actually. So it was pretty cool because our previous drummer was like a jazz drummer. And so
Yeah.
it was a very different, very interesting element to switch out halfway through the band's kind of time. So yeah, that was cool. Dan brought the energy.
So Coder Dan is the John Bonham of your band. Heavy
Yes.
drummer that brings the rhythm and the beat.
Yeah. He's only got one gear. So yeah, John Bonham.
I only have one gear and it's ship.
Exactly, same thing.
Now it all makes sense. Like, oh man, I didn't know you were a drummer. That's awesome. Like, drummers are a different type of musician, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, drums are fun, especially electric. You get into like a electric kit. They got all sorts of like different sounds on them. Super fun to play with. But
Yeah, I'm a guitarist first, but I started playing my own drums just so that I could be like very independent and just record on my own. So, but I'm a guitarist first.
Same. I ended up getting into hip hop because I was in bands, and it's annoying to have to like coordinate 5 people who had different, objectives with what they're doing with their music. So, went from guitar to, drums and then beat making and then rapping. So it kind of like worked itself out.
yeah, I used to mess with Fruity Loops back in the day. Been kind of itching to get on it again because it's really fun. It's like making beats in Fruity Loops. You can do all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah, I have friends
That's
who can
probably
in Fruit Loops, and they can make some like fire beats. Like it's such a good little doll.
yeah. I wasn't sure if people still use Fruity Loops. Is that like the big one still, or is there like
Ableton.
better software now?
I think
Ableton.
Ableton
Yeah.
is the one I've tried to mess around with before.
I use
Yeah.
Ableton Live for
Yeah, I
everything.
use Logic Pro, just because I'm using mostly Mac stuff. So, and I've had Logic Pro for like 15 years at this point.
Yeah, I mainly got into Ableton, which I've heard Logic is shipping things like this now too, but I got into Ableton just for the scene mode of being able to trigger things live. I kind of got into that one man band mode where I would be playing with other versions of myself.
Yeah.
With Logic, like when I used to like perform, like this is like 10 years ago, you could set up Logic to play out live. Like I could plug in a guitar into it and then play through Logic into the system. I just didn't do that much because I can also just bring a single track as a backing track, and then just play like that.
Yeah, I think the difference, like with Ableton, when you're in the scene mode, you can actually trigger changes. So you can set things up to basically play indefinitely until you tell it to move on. Instead of like playing essentially to a tape that's the same every time, you're playing to this thing that you can actually trigger to change with you when you want it to.
Okay, that's cool. So like if you do a chord change or like a modulation with you, or are you talking about like loops like that you're
You
entering out of?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do it on a micro level like that. So you can essentially set up your verse and your chorus, but say like your verse has some parts that you might want to play a guitar solo and you don't want it to be 12 bars. So you can just literally have that verse playing on a loop till you hit that button, which will trigger the next thing to happen, which would be the chorus or the bridge or whatever. And then those things would like happen, and you would just, if you're playing guitar or singing or whatever, you just change with the track, but the track would basically be sitting there on a loop until you tell it to move to the next piece of the song. You can program each layer to do what you want, more or less.
It sounds so cool.
It is really cool. And I want to get back into live performance, and because I really got into like making film score and doing that stuff. So I got into like this really solo mode and stopped performing, but I know how to do it. And I used to be in bands years ago as well. Mostly metal bands though, nothing as fun as rock and blues.
You can now do your live performance in the Gotchiverse. We'll come to your parcel and you can jam out. We'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start the Gotchi version of the gorillas.
The original NFT PFP. Gorillas band.
Yep.
So I got this other example of someone we met in New York that, see what you guys think. Does anyone have an opinion on Magic Link? And Dan, you might remember them back with Cent.io and all that. I think that's the
Magic
last.
Link, is that like it sends you a link to log in?
Yeah,
The
so
fake
it's like
email?
this, they say they're the one-stop shop for seamless Web3 and basically simple unified onboarding. I think it's like the wallets are either custodial or something to that effect, or you can disconnect it at your own leisure or something. But you tie it to your email. So
Yeah.
They were on a panel. We caught the end of it. It was pretty good, and it seems like they've done a lot in the last couple of years. And then Crypto Rich, he was there, and I was getting ready for the next panel, but he ended up talking to the speaker. I think it was the CEO of the team over there. So it's another kind of cool, and we could maybe follow up with. And yeah, it's good to know if anybody's used this Magic Link system on any other dApps. Goop says they have cool merch. That's good. I didn't get any of that.
I mean, I've known about Magic for a while. They were kind of like with Fortmatic for a while, I think. And it
Oh,
looks like
were
they
they?
have an SDK. They have like an SDK waitlist. I'll drop my name in there, I guess. Get an email from them. I mean, these are cool solutions. If you're okay with a non-custodial, or sorry, a custodial wallet.
Yeah, it might not play very nicely with getting access to so many parts of the Gotchiverse. So I'm not sure what happens there. But yeah, that was just another example of a team that is working on adoption solutions. So very interested in those. Those and guild management. A couple of pretty cool guild management platforms. So
I
gonna
don't know
try
if
to
you
follow up and
I don't know if you guys got to talk to them. I know Guild.xyz is one of the ones that's been building like a management tool for guilds and like token gating and stuff. So I think that's going to be really interesting.
yeah, I'm going to their site now.
It's basically like collab land, right?
Yeah, but more kind of I guess tailored more towards the guilds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Definitely, yeah. They got a cool site.
You can also like explore other guilds, which I thought was a really interesting just interesting to see what other guilds are out there besides the Gotchiverse, because let's bring them into the Gotchiverse then, right?
Yeah, good point.
I feel like the Gotchiverse is a perfect playground for DAOs and guilds. Like, if you want to do some team building, I feel like the Gotchiverse is going to be a fun place to, hey, let's go in the Gotchiverse today during our meeting. Let's have our meeting and then let's go play a game in the Gotchiverse together.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about like we have the gotchis, which there's only 25,000 of them right now, and probably not a huge appetite to add more for right now. But how do we, if we did want to have these other guilds come in, what like we have to have like a non-gotchi role for them. We've kind of thought about this a lot internally about what would that look like? Should we just use like any NFT PFP kind of like Web Online, where they have like a bunch of different NFTs. Comes with a lot of like, you have to support all sorts of different NFTs and stuff. Kind of becomes a headache on their side, but could be interesting. Or it could just be like a simple, like they're kind of all the same, like a raffle or like a little star moving around that you don't really, you kind of view it as a guest user.
A long
But
time.
definitely would be cool to have to give them access without, if they couldn't pick up spillover, they couldn't uh like channel, they could just walk around and be there.
If I remember right, I mean, Zbot's even got some designs for something like what you're describing. And
Yeah, I would be a little bit worried that like it wouldn't be personalized enough. Like if I'm joining this game, I wanna have a little bit of like personality, individuality. I don't want to just look exactly like everyone else.
yeah,
You're
it's kind of
you're
the
a guest in the
equivalent.
Gotchiverse.
Like if you think of crypto voxels, you get just the plain gray avatar. And I think you still have all the chat abilities. You just can't really have a unique visual appearance, and it seems to work.
Maybe it's a like a phantom ghost. Like it's just like it looks like a gotchi, but it's more grayed out, a little bit more transparent. Kind of wandering the Gotchiverse.
Mm.
Because
Not fully liquidated Aavegotchi yet.
That's right. I like the idea.
But yeah, I think it's once we're a little bit more settled, I think we'll definitely start thinking more about that kind of thing. Because it would be cool, especially once we have more of the DAO functionality. Like we have like a snapshot integration that shows all the latest like voting that's happening and all like that. Then it could actually be a pretty interesting platform for DAOs to like send their members to go and check out proposals and like have discussions in the game. Like, hey guys, like we have this parcel in the Gotchiverse. It's got all of our proposals on it. Go over there and have a look at all of them, and you can discuss it right there. And just think of other things that would be useful for builds. But it could be a very interesting use case.
Well, I also think of voter apathy, right? That's something we've done a really good job of solving, I think, by gamifying the voting in a way that, you get some XP every time you vote, and it actually makes your Aavegotchi better. And, this kind of plays into the SDK where you could have a guild or a DAO that sets up, like you said, voting proposals, like a snapshot on their parcel for their guild. And maybe there's something programmed in the smart contract where once you vote, if the proposal goes through, then you get a little helping of Alchemica from their yields or something. They could gamify it on their own terms and make sure that they're having better voter engagement as opposed to just having a plain old snapshot and then half the people don't vote because they don't feel personally incentivized to do that.
Moving up, Lele.
Hi,
And
everybody.
GM,
Hello.
good morning.
I really missed the spillover. I'm playing it right now. Thanks for letting me up. Um, I had a question. So I remember the whole Polygon thing going on yesterday, but I was on the Matic quick node, right? And everything was fine. And the night before I lent out my Gotchi, it came back. But ever since then, I haven't been able to lend it out. So I switched over to the Anchor RPC, and it's amazing that I know these terms, by the way. And still nothing. Like I'm posting pictures in the Discord of like what my um lending button looks like. Like, when I press lend, like it's just different. Like I can't lend. So can anyone help me with that? I'm so confused. Thank you.
Which channel did you post that in? Has anyone else had issues lending out their Gotchi?
I use Infura RPC, so I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I did. I set up rentals this morning, but I used Gotchi Lending. As a reminder, you need to get the new token if you don't have it already. But yeah, I used Gotchi Lending and was able to post, 23 listings like in a second.
Yeah, mine's also working. It must be an RPC thing.
I'm wondering, is it because the person that borrowed it before like never pressed claim end? Would that be a thing?
Does it say lend under your Gotchi with the purple button?
Yeah, it says lend, but when I press it, it's just nothing. Like the picture's there. I put in the general chat.
Yeah,
Liz,
RPCs have been a bit
hang
weird.
out with that.
What'd you guys say?
It looks like it's just not loading. It looks like your RPC is not working.
So I tried Matic Quick Node, which I was on previously, and now Anchor. So both of those aren't working for me. Can somebody like message me? I think Hefe just said he uses something else. I'll try something else. But if you could message me like all the little pieces, because confusing.
Coolness had a good question. Do you have your Gotchi listed for sale?
No,
Okay, yeah, because if it's listed, then you can't rent it out.
no, I rented it out like literally 12 hours before, and I canceled and I listed it again. I canceled that listing because I couldn't see it like coming up, and I was like, oh, let me relist it. And when I tried to relist it, it wouldn't go up.
Yeah. I would say maybe restart your browser, restart your MetaMask. If not, just
I
send me
restarted my computer. Like I don't know what to do.
send me a DM with your private seed phrase, and I'll take a look.
Stop.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm smarter than that, okay?
You know what you could do? I can show you how to use looper.dev. You could, this is not the ideal workaround, but you can set up a lending operator so that like a hot wallet, a different wallet is in control of your Gotchi in terms of lending it, but you would still have custody of it. So you could take another wallet and then rent it out. But this is really, it's a solution that's dumb, but like, you could do it if you want to do that.
Are you trying to take my Gotchi?
What? What?
I'm kidding.
I
I just want my lead button back.
You gotta
My
live with it.
go-to for anything like this is if you go to your settings, advanced, and down at the bottom-ish, middle bottom, it says reset account, and that will just kind of clear anything that might be like stuck in your MetaMask. It won't erase it. It sounds like it because it says reset, but you're just like erasing, I guess, the cache on it. I don't know. And usually if I get stuck and I do that, it'll get unstuck.
You said settings, and then where do you go on MetaMask?
So go to your little emoticon and then go to settings, advanced.
Advanced. Uh-huh.
Reset account will be like down towards the middle bottom.
Will clear your transaction history. Okay, I pressed it.
And then usually if I do that, things will like work after that.
Yeah, I pressed it and I refreshed the page and nothing. So weird.
Oh, cool. I just got another Gotchi in my wallet.
It's not mine. I sent it to him.
If you go to that page again and if you right click and click inspect, and then click console, there'll probably be an error in there that can help us debug it.
So I press lens and then I right click inspect.
Yep.
Ins-
Yeah.
okay. And then where am I
And
looking for?
then there's a button at the
Cons-
top. It says console. There'll
Okay.
be a bunch of stuff in there. And see if
It
there's any
says,
red.
yeah, the red says access to fetch at Polygon. My wallet from Origin Aavegotchi has been blocked by Core's policy. Response to pre-flight request doesn't
Yeah.
pass access control check. Don't understand what that
Could-
means.
Could you like make a screenshot or copy and
Yeah.
paste the text?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a screenshot and I'll copy paste. And you want me to, I'll send it to you on Twitter?
I was just like, if you can drop it in the chat, it's fine. Here.
Okay.
It looks like yeah, it definitely looks like an RPC issue. Are you on a VPN?
No, I'm just regular. Everything's been working like normal except for like the last, I don't know, like little while, like maybe 12 hours it's been like this.
That is some quality customer service right there. Right? You get customer service right from the dev, from the source.
He was messaging me for help, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I was like, whenever I have problems, DM Coder Dan direct. No, I don't do that. Don't do that, people. That's he has to ship. He's working on his drums and shipping, so don't DM him with stupid questions.
Yeah, that's really weird. Polygon RPC definitely should be working. I don't see any typos.
Liz, is it just with this one interaction where you're getting this issue? Like if you go to pet your Gotchi, does that transaction go through?
Someone needs to make like that meme or just like some meme where a bunch of people are doing tech support for like one like lead devs doing customer tech support and still can't figure it out. But there shouldn't be. I mean, it's Polygon RPC is working fine now from what I've seen. Just a reminder, tomorrow we do have the DAO Hangout as well.
Yeah.
Do we have any previews of what we'll be going over tomorrow?
Is Hardcore in the chat? Let's see if he's working on a Miro board. But we do have, I guess, our cartridge console thing is kind of an ongoing discussion. And then, here, let me actually, I'll go have a look.
I know we added a bunch of new channels. My feeling on the channels is like we can try them, but it also just makes like more places that people need to click. It can be a bit like overwhelming, I think. We can maybe talk about that a little bit.
Is there something you see we should be that you would like to add to the discussion as we're making up the Miro board for tomorrow?
Let's see.
There's a couple of things we've been working on for the last few weeks that are kind of getting finalized, and then there was other things that we put on the back burner. So I'm just looking here. The DAO SOP, that's something we're looking for a core prop for. The Harvesters release that was done by Mikey J and Notorious BTC. I believe that's already out as a I think it's a SIG prop. And then we have Estates, and that was tying the estate building to the altar as opposed to the lodge. I think that was a conversation but I think we determined that might be too soon. We have some room for more discussion, basically. If people have some pressing issues they'd like to bring forward, I think we have room. There's like, some free space to talk about stuff tomorrow.
Tomorrow I won't be there, but maybe the week after, or you guys could kickstart it tomorrow. But definitely something that might be worth discussing is if we get these limited licensing agreements out for Aavegotchi IP use with some of the DAOs or guilds or individuals, just be aware that it's a contract, so we need a second party. So you want to be thinking in terms of, okay, if is there a legal entity or an individual that can represent this DAO or this initiative? It's pretty much all project based, so you just want to be able to associate that project with some kind of entity. And so we are talking about for the GuildCon maybe doing a workshop on how to set up, incorporate something that could work with or as a foundation for your DAO or sub-DAO or guild. And maybe that would be something that we can start thinking ahead about for some of the more ambitious or guilds that are focusing on needing some sort of in real life legal contracts in the near future. But that, yeah, we should do it. I could do a workshop on that, but if anyone has any legal thoughts on incorporation and DAO structures, that could be something that we can always be thinking about.
I think it would be a really valuable conversation to have, a really valuable presentation during the Guild Summit. If we were to do like an IP workshop, incorporating as an LLC, things like that would be really valuable to the guilds. They will all be, we're trying to get everyone in that one room, so I think it'd be a great opportunity to just get the word out and get them thinking, get people thinking about it.
Yep, that'd be great. So yeah, good thing to be aware of, and just the way these work with needing two parties. So kind of forces other things to be considered, which is good. So yeah, I want to mention that because I think I'm going to hop off here. 4th of July weekend has begun here in the US, so wish everybody a great weekend.
All right, yeah.
Enjoy the spillover. Yeah.
Sashi says, just want to say how much I appreciate the way our DAO works. I left another DAO yesterday due to centralized agendas. Happens all over the place. Put in all this work and time, and some OG's whales decided to go a route the community doesn't like, and we're all screwed. Aavegotchi is the most healthy DAO I've ever been a part of. Yeah, I think we're definitely like very unique in the space. Most DAOs out there are like 95% controlled by like one wallet, and it's just or like a couple wallets. It's just like DAO theater. We actually want to have like a real working DAO. Speaking of DAOs, I posted a thread. Where is it? Let me find it. Very, very cool thread. I'm gonna be digging into it a little bit more. I think there's I think hardcore has been kind of talking about this a lot. The fact that our like onboarding is very hard to do in a DAO. Like onboarding and then like sharing the culture with new people. So maybe that could be something we could, if we're having a slow DAO week for once, maybe that could be something we could go over tomorrow as well. These are some nice threads. DAO boarding is a mess. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely, if you're interested, definitely do check out these threads.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at this, and I think it's a great time to have a conversation around onboarding. It kind of ties in with our cartridge console, but more, taking the big picture on it would be good. Just looking at the big picture of it.
Yeah, it's really just like getting them. There's like two parts to it, like getting them onboarded so they know what our goals are, and then converting them from like just an onlooker into an actual like participant and member of the DAO, so they actually start doing something.
Is
Hardcore says there's an onboarding quest. That's cool. What is that?
I think he's referring to John Gotchi's Aavegotchi school that he's working out right now. Yeah, okay, yeah. John Gotchi, shout out to him. He's building a whole like tutorial that you can do that'll give you everything you need to know with Aavegotchi, but it goes even deeper than that. Like he was showing us his smart contract where you can like make multiple AMMs and just have them all side by side, like multiple quick swaps. And it can give you an idea of arbitrage and what is spillover. I mean, not spillover, but slippage. All these different terms that people are not really familiar with when they're doing token swaps, for example. That's just one aspect of his course. He has like many different kind of like modules within. So that's in the testing phase right now.
Oh, cool. If they need any testers, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, I think we should definitely get you in connect with John Gotchi. I think what he's doing is really amazing, and we should try and help him as much as we can because seems like he's put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, there's like general crypto onboarding, and then there's like Gotchi onboarding.
Yeah, Hardcore makes a good point.
But
John
I think,
Gotchi.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say John Gotchi's idea is kind of like it's a crypto training, but with the Gotchi, with the Gotchi twist to it. So it's like you're learning a lot about crypto and what it is and how to interact with it, but you're also learning about Aavegotchi in the process.
So it's kind of like rabbit hole with like a Gotchi theme.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys know rabbit hole?
Is that like a?
Oh, either not. No.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole is it's like a crypto onboarding kind of platform where you basically apply to their DAO, I guess, and they kind of create like an onboarding flow, and then at the end of the flow, if the person completes it, they get like a poke badge, and they might get some tokens, which we would provide them.
Well, this is very cool. They have quests that come up every now and then too, and you can get little rewards for it in terms of tokens and
Yeah.
NFTs. Very cool. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, he's been working on this for a while now. I remember like back multiple years. He forget the name of the guy, but he's been working on it for a while. It's definitely come a long way.
I like the interface
But I feel
too.
like there's never any active. There's like never any active quests. I feel like they're very slow at like having new quests come on.
Maybe we need to have some Gotchiverse related quests in there since we make things fun.
Yeah, I reached out to their guy probably like 6 months to a year ago, and I didn't really get that far. But it definitely is. It could be an interesting opportunity.
I was gonna ask with the V2 DApp coming out, have you guys put thought into I guess there was mention of you guys were thinking of onboarding while you were building out V2. Are there going to be features that someone new to Aavegotchi is going to find really helpful when they log on to V2?
Yeah, we want to have this is not going to be on the initial release, but it's in our Figma and kind of the roadmap to have more of an onboarding like education section where we have like guided tutorials on different Aavegotchi aspects. But one of the things to highlight about V2 is that it's open source. So if I know we have a lot of like different dashboards now that various like contributors are working on, but it could be also interesting if some people want to dedicate a little bit of time to actually contributing to the open source V2, we could have a lot faster shipping happening on that, where we add a lot of different new features, like an education section. Or one thing I think would be really useful is to have like an official guild platform, like a guild board, where you could go on, click on a guild and see like all their information, like their Discord and their a picture of them, and basically like just kind of information. So if you're a guild, all you need to do to get added to that would just be submit a pull request with your like a link to your guild icon, and the guild name and like your Discord and a couple other things. And then you could, once we do that PR, confirm it, and then you would be added to the guild repository. Same thing for tools. It's like if you have a great tool, it's not listed, all you got to do is make a PR for it. If it's a little bit sensitive, we would need to review it, but generally, if it's like a new tool that you want to help promote, then all you got to do is like make a PR to the V2. So that's going to be really nice. I think just right now, I've always been a little bit annoyed that Aavegotchi V1 was closed source. We did that because of all the kind of the sensitive bonding curve KYC stuff. So the bonding curve will not be part of the new V2. It'll be still on the V1, but we're not going to be moving it over to the V2. But yeah, I think it's going to be really nice. Also experimenting with some new decentralized tech called GunDB. I don't know if anyone here has played with it, but that'll also maybe make it. It won't make it to the official version of V2, but could be in some future versions where we play with some more decentralized tech and get to know that a little bit. That's basically a decentralized database. It's a peer-to-peer database, I guess, to be more precise.
Yeah, that's very cool. You see those tools. And then I like how V2 is going to be open source, because when you say this, I think of people like OrdenDAO, Fireball.gg, and I think you mentioned some sort of guild inventory kind of tool. So you can currently go on Fireball.gg, and there are some guilds that have registered with them with like you say, like a pull request. And they have, what parcels the guild owns, how many gotchis they own. I think it has member count. There's a few other like really good data points that's just good to know for other guilds.
So we got about 15 minutes here on the channeling spillover, guys. If you haven't done your channeling yet, definitely do that before the 4 p.m. UTC. Been fun. What do you guys think in general of the hot zone?
I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
Very nice.
I must have came upon somebody who just channeled and jumped out, because I just came into this huge spacious full of Alchemica and nobody there collecting it but me.
That's awesome.
And you could see the hot zone in the sense that like there was this radius where you could see huge pieces and then little pieces as it went out from there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we just need some like fire animations to kind of show them sizzling in.
Guess I'm going to start making my way to the GMI parcel so that we can have our pre-summit announcement when the spillover ends.
Yeah, I think we can, once the spillover ends, we can maybe give people, 5 to 10 minutes to make their way to our parcel, get a nice crew going. And then, if you are running a guild, managing a guild, any sort of leadership a context of your guild, Definitely come hang out with us on the GMI parcel. We're in District 12, just outside, just before Ready Player DAO's parcels there, or their partner parcel. And yeah, we'll try and get some footage as well. I know we're trying to get some footage for for the the event, for the main event, which is not today. But if your gotchis could dress up in your guild kind of wearables, that would be really cool as well to come represent your guild, and come hang out with us for a bit, and then we'll drop some news on the upcoming summit, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah. This is just kind of a practice, but also everybody can kind of tell us what you're expecting from the summit so that we can make sure to plan accordingly, beyond the things that we already have planned.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is going to be the first ever summit, but we're going to be having quarterly. The goal is to have quarterly summits where we can catch up and plan together on certain things. So yeah, definitely really excited for the first one. I think it's going to be a valuable experience, but like Zombie Shepherd was saying, we want to make it as valuable as possible for you guys. So we'll get Jesse to come in. Hopefully, he's able to do a workshop, IP workshop. I'm going to talk to the ATF because I think it'd be cool to get the ATF on board and talk about what they're doing with building mini games and their vision for the Gotchiverse. I think it's just going to be overall just a really valuable and fun event.
Oh, yeah. China's got a question here. Only guild leads or members also invited. Everyone is invited to attend. We would like some leads to be maybe the representatives who come on stage to talk.
That's
But
right.
everybody is invited to attend.
Yeah, that's right.
I see a message from Hardcore. Sorry, real quick. I'm gonna get off here soon. If anyone's been dreaming about district DAOs and what that might mean, I've also been thinking about that a lot, and I think one thing we will probably want to do is actually put as much of that on chain as we can. So the voting could actually happen on chain and things could be executed on chain. So for example, if a district wanted to change their streetlights, that could be something we could have basically on chain, and the Gotchiverse would just read from that on chain. But the voting for the district would also need to be probably on chain to do that. So it would be a bit heavy, but it would be really cool to have that kind of information on chain. Like the guild, the district would each be kind of their own smart contract that you could change the information from them by voting as a DAO. Just a little thought on that.
That's going to be interesting. Be even more differentiation among the Gotchiverse. You'll see the wealthy districts that are more well coordinated are going to have nicer stuff, I bet.
Mhm. All right, guys. I'm gonna also get off here. So the summit is not happening today, right? You guys are just like kicking
Yeah.
it off, is it?
Yeah, we're
Cool.
actually aiming for the summit date to be. We're still trying to figure that out, but tentatively we put that as July 16th, which is, I believe that's a Saturday, so we could have that right after, kind of kick off with the Saturday hangout and then get into the summit after that. But we'll try and figure out what everyone's schedule looks like and what works best for them. But I think Saturday, July 16th is a good date to aim for.
All right, cool. Yeah. Have a great Saturday, everyone, and we'll talk to you again in about 22 hours. Have a good one, and
Yep,
enjoy
you too.
the 4th of July weekend if you celebrate here in the US.
Yeah, take it easy.
Later.
GN.
Yeah, so I think this is a good place to maybe we'll end off a bit early here today. You guys are free to hang out, but I think I'm going to take a little break, and then we'll kick off in about 10 minutes at the GMI parcel. And you can definitely come to our Discord as well. I'll drop a link in the Discord for an invite and get people in here. So definitely
Yeah, I
come
think
hang-
what I'll do is
Go
I'll
ahead.
just stay up here. I may not talk for the next 5 minutes, but I'll just stay up here so the room can remain open.
Okay.
So let's not rug the room. That way, anybody who wants to go, take a bathroom break, grab a snack, but join us back here in about 8 minutes, and we'll kick it off at the GMI area. I'm also going to end the stream I have going now and start a new stream for that one. So.
I was gonna ask, are we gonna be? So, do you want to keep this amphitheater going here and just kick off from here, or do you want to get people in GMI's amphitheater? It's I don't care, but whichever way you want to do it.
I think we got people here. We might as well just, keep them here now, and then we'll plan for the GMI. Unless we think maybe it would be beneficial to move them there now. That way they know where they're going for the real event.
Oh, it's all good. I agree.
What do
with
you think?
No, I agree with you. I think this is good. We have people here. Mike Callum agrees as well. So we'll hang out here. Take a quick bathroom break, get whatever you need, and then we'll kick off in about 5 minutes or so.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. See you in 5.
Yeah, see you in 5, friends.
Peace. You can do
Hey,
a little rap. You can do
what's
a little rap for No Future.
I can do a rap. Let me put on a beat.
Hell yeah.
Oh, let's find a beat. I'm
I
smoking
was
right.
thinking that I was thinking eventually maybe we could have a real life summit. You know what I mean? Or everybody gets to dress up as their favorite gotcha gear. Like I would definitely be down for that.
Yeah, I would love to be able to walk around with a raffle. That would be pretty dope.
Real life raffle, get it all like computer, all like done up with some like movie type shit.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, I bet there's some people that might go a little far. You know what I mean? If they go a little far in the game, I'd like to see what they look like in person if they're allowed to like dress up as far as they want to go.
Ooh, somebody put up a beat. You mommy. Let me see what this sounds like. Oh, that's hot. You guys hear this, or is it like? I'll play it through my cell phone, but that sounds great. Where is it?
It was a little glitchy the way you were playing it.
Yeah, I'll try to play it through my cell phone. The music itself. Let's see. There we go. I like that. That's kind of chill. Can you hear that music?
I can hear it, but it's a little glitchy.
Yeah, it's glitchy. If only there was a better way.
Yeah, if I was a good beatboxer, I would just throw down a beat. But I always, I'm not that great at beatboxing. So.
Yeah, I've done it once before on this with Coder Dan beatboxing, and that worked. I'm trying to just figure out if I play music on my end, will it be able to hear it Play
Yeah.
on voice channel. That would be dope. FaZe, you got some tight ass beats. He has so much. You should drop some of your beats in because they are fire.
Who's that?
FaZe.
Oh, FaZe.
Yeah, I was doing a live stream and Ben Lagan was watching it. Ben Lagan, and he was like, "Yo, go off on something from FaZe," and it was like a Squid Games beat, and it was nasty. It was so good.
That would have been dope.
Oh, I guess I'll just smoke some weed while I wait.
That's what I'm doing.
Are you barbecuing this weekend for the 4th of July?
You know what? I think we're having a 4th of July party and everything, so probably doing something, but that's on her. I think she has some plans. Everybody's gonna bring something. I don't know. Definitely, probably some good food though.
Yeah, what I love here is there's definitely Hardcore was saying there's like 30 producer gotchis out here. So I would love to collaborate with more of the music makers in the Gotchiverse, even just for music, for like background music for streams and or content that I make.
Yeah, that would be definitely dope.